This is WPTV, William Patterson Television.
Welcome back to the desk. It is the end of March. That only means one thing: the best tournament in all of sports. The madness has fully begun. March Madness is here, the NCAA tournament. My brackets are busted. The madness has ensued. I just can't believe all these upsets. Here with me, we have Joe, Nick, Andrew, and Nijee. You know, speaking of upsets, we're going to start out pretty simply. There's a number of them every single year, and regardless, they're always still unexpected, even though we know they're going to happen. It's just a matter of who. Andrew, what was your biggest upset of the tournament?
I got to go with number 4 Virginia losing to number 13 Furman in the first round of things. This is a team, this Virginia team, just continued to disappoint their fans every single year. Many people, they had Virginia deep in this. I had Virginia in my Elite 8, and of course, they did not get there.
Me too.
And Virginia, they had the game won. Clarke decides to throw the ball completely away and throw the game away after he gets trapped in the corner.
A fifth-year senior.
A fifth-year senior
with the dumbest move,
making an awful play. J.P. Pegues picks up that ball, drains it through with 2 seconds left. It's Furman's first tournament win since 1974. Kevin Harlan couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. Stan Van Gundy had no words after. It was a great upset.
Yeah, definitely busted my bracket. I had them elite as well. Nijee.
Yeah, I'm going with number 1 seed Kansas. They came to the tournament 28-8, and
defending champions.
Yeah, I had them on bracket already, so I'm already mad already. But I'm not surprised that they lost because of the fact that they came to the tournament with already a lack in offense, with the Tars averaging 50 points together, and a lack in defense, and they got shown by Arkansas, and Arkansas got blitzed the next round by 20. So we already know we're gonna have the Kansas if they went farther into the tournament.
Yeah, got clipped by UConn.
Yeah, so
it's definitely underwhelming by Kansas standards. Nick, where are you going?
Look, we got to go with the clear answer here. Per don't, per fraud, per terrible, per awful, Purdue. Look, it was literally embarrassing losing to FDU, which, don't get me wrong, I love FDU as a Jersey kid. You know, I could walk over there
at the
end
colors.
of the day, right? You know, repping the brand. But at the end of the day, Purdue, it's embarrassing. These Big Ten schools, they continue to go into the tournament thinking that the big is going to win it for them, and we see time and time again that you need more than that. The best guards and the best guard play is what's winning these games. Shooting 19% from 3 just isn't going to cut it, and, you know, it seems like Jersey's Purdue's kryptonite, so.
Yeah, definitely a struggle for Purdue of late. Joe, where are you going?
I'm gonna go over to the Pac-12. How about number 2 Arizona getting upset by number 15 Princeton Tigers, another Jersey school, making a run out of still. They finished 28-7 this year in the Pac-12. They finished second in the regular season, but they beat UCLA and won the Pac-12 tournament. So it's a huge embarrassment for Arizona. They blew a 10-point lead in the game, and they had no answer, no response. They were shocked. And their guards, they shot 1 from 12 from 3. Only totaling 15 points, which is very devastating for Arizona.
Yeah, no, definitely a team that I thought was going to go far. A lot of Final Four predictions for them. They got upset by Princeton. We'll get more into Princeton later. A lot of standout teams like Princeton, a lot of standout players in the tournament. Nick, which player would you like to highlight today?
You know, I'm going to highlight Javon Quinley, you know, another Jersey kid. I've seen this guy play, you know, even from high school, Hudson Catholic to now. He's been an amazing player for Alabama. You know, if you look at his averages, you know, he's got averaging 8 points a game, but stuff like that. He originally came off the bench earlier on. Now he's kind of taking on a bigger role, averaged 17.5 points so far in the tournament. And coming off an ACL injury, you know, to still come back and to still deliver, you know, less than a year later, it's just, it's amazing to see. So Javon Quinley, that's my standout player.
Andrew.
I got to go with Kansas State forward Keontae Johnson. We'll take a look at his stats here. He's had a phenomenal season bouncing back. He's the best story in college basketball. Over 17 points a game and 7 boards, shooting 51% from the field. And, I mean, 2 years ago, the guy collapsed in the middle of a game on the court, goes into a coma for 2 days, and he's able to come back. He's led this Kansas State team to the Elite 8 now. He was a third-team All-American this year. He's a great scorer, great defender. Keontae Johnson has been amazing this year.
Yeah, truly an inspiring story from where he was from the University of Florida a couple of years ago. Joe.
Timmy time, baby. Give me Drew Timmy from Gonzaga. Senior year, he's averaging 21 points per game, 7.3 rebounds, and he gave UCLA a run for their money. They absolutely stunner. He dominated all game. How about this stat line? 36-13. Dominant guy. You know, it's really hard to defend against him. He's just a pure scorer. And, you know, he's taking his team to the Elite 8, and I'm super excited. And I think Drew Timme is one of the best guys, and he's last year, and I hope he goes to draft after this year.
Yeah, I feel like he's been playing since I was like 10 years old. Obviously,
he's only 22 though. I'm
Yeah,
saying.
but he looks like it, man.
Yeah, I mean, you see the mustache? I like the stash.
Great career from Drew Timme.
After the games.
Nijee, who's your player?
I'm going with Duke, number 1 shooter, Derek Whitehead. He honestly, the stats don't show everything that he's a freshman, and the stats don't show his full impact on the team. He's a great shooter off the bench. He helped spark the win when they first round matchup, going 3 for 3 from the three-point line, 5% for the field goal. He's a great shooter, and hopefully next season when he go like he starts fully developed for Duke, he'd be a starting player.
Yeah, no, definitely going to be contributing to Duke. It's definitely helped the Blue Devils out a lot this season. Oh, I'm excited for this one. We brought it up a little bit before. New Jersey has been wreaking havoc in brackets back-to-back years. FDU with the first-round victory over Purdue. Princeton playing tonight, still in the tournament, can make the Elite Eight. Joe, I'll start off with you. I know you got a lot to say about Fairleigh Dickinson.
Yeah, we're taking the stats right here, both teams, Princeton and FDU. I'll start with FDU, but listen, FDU is 16th seed. They're in the NEC conference. They had a 21-16 record. They weren't supposed to be in the tournament this year. The only reason they're in because the team that they beat was not eligible. They were converting to D1. Yeah, so FDU got the chance to go. They won their playing game, and they beat wow, I'm just having a brain fart right now. Purdue, they beat Purdue, and they did a great job defending Zach Edey. You know, he's a 7'4" center. They basically triple team all day. And the reason they won, the guards from Purdue, they didn't do a good job. But give a lot of credit to Toby Anderson. He's gone now. He's now signed with a 5-year deal with Iona. So, but again, FDU, it's the stories like these. These teams make an impact. And the way how this tournament is played out.
Nick, what do you see from the Knights?
And, you know, I think that what's important, and Joe kind of touched on it at the end, the coach ends up going to Iona. Now, we saw it last year with, Sheen Holloway leaving, going to Seton Hall. It's really the coaching, and I think that's what we need to notice. It's the coaching, it's the effort. These guys had 11 steals compared to Purdue's 3. They had 9 turnovers compared to Purdue's 16. At the end of the day, these guys wanted more, and they were a well-coached team, so we saw how efficient they played on the defensive end and going diving for loose balls, and it's that effort. That's the stuff that you coach.
Yeah, definitely great coaching out of FDU. Heard the pregame speech. He said, I don't see anything about Purdue that we can't beat. Mm-hmm. Andrew, Nijee, I know you guys are going to highlight Princeton, so I'll start with Valley. Talk to me about Princeton.
Yeah, I mean, as we see the stats, Princeton, the number 15 seed in the Ivy League, a 23-8 record this season. And I mean, it was just a great game watching them against Arizona. The Tigers, they go on a 9-0 run to end the game, held Arizona scoreless over the last 4 minutes and 43 seconds. It's the first Ivy League tournament win since 2016 when Yale was able to beat Baylor. And I'm really excited for Creighton-Princeton tonight. It's going to be a great game. Creighton's got a very good defense, but if Princeton can hit their threes consistently, I can see them moving on.
Nijee, what are your thoughts quickly?
Quickly, right now, the rankings obviously don't matter. Princeton not a 15, not the ranking 15. The records show that too. But the players to watch is Blake Peters. He's a great scorer off the bench. He got 17 and 9 the last 2 games. He's probably Princeton's big player for this game against Craig. So, but watch out for tonight. And let's see what we're gonna do tonight.
It's going to be very interesting to see if Princeton can make a run to the Final Four, maybe in a championship. Who knows? But obviously, we got to close this block out one way. Championship picks. Joe, I'll start out with you. Who is going to be the best of the best in March Madness?
And you know what? I'm going to go with Houston. I think they're a big problem. They finished 33-3 overall, but they failed to win the athletic conference. They actually lost to Memphis. But listen, Trey Mark scored a career-best 26 points this year, added 22 points in a huge game against Auburn. They absolutely demolished them, winning 81-64 in this tournament. They have a good chance to really win it all. And we've seen them last year. They made a big run last year as well. So don't be surprised if Houston really makes that far and really wins it all, because they're really built for this type of tournament.
Nijee.
I'm going with Gonzaga. Gonzaga have the best duo in the tournament right now with Timmy and Schroeder. When you have 2 guys averaging giving you 20 and 10 rebounds, not assists, rebounds. A guard giving you 10 rebounds in these 3 games. Gonzaga have the best duo, and I feel like they have the best star power to take it all the way.
Yeah, this might finally have to be the year for Gonzaga. They've come so close so many times. Nick?
I'm going to go with Bama. Look, Bama's not only a football school anymore. They've got a really killer offense. They got some deadly shooters on that team. We got, Brandon Miller getting 19 and 7 out there. Javon Quinley, who's an elite player. So, to me, I feel like Alabama is the team to beat right now. Anybody on that offense can be the number 1 option on that team.
Yeah, that program's really on a roll in the hoops this year. Nick Saban got another program to compete with in that school. Andrew, close us out.
All right, first off, Alabama is not winning this tournament. I can tell you that very confidently. San Diego State, with their trifling defense, is going to stump Alabama tonight. If they get them in a half-court situation, then Brandon Miller will be awful, and Alabama will not be able to shoot the 3 consistently.
It doesn't have to be Brandon Miller, though. Brandon Miller didn't score in their first game, and they still dominated. Javon Quinley's out there. They've got bigs that could score the ball. Anybody on that Alabama team can score the ball. It doesn't just have to be him.
It won't be happening, because when they played Texas A&M against that amazing defense, and they had a very similar game plan as San Diego State will have tonight, Brandon Miller was awful. Javon Quinley was awful. They couldn't shoot the ball. Anyways, let me get to my pick now, sir.
We waiting for you to say your answer.
Let me tell you right now.
All that for not even San Diego State.
Keontae Johnson and the boys at Kansas State will be taking home the March Madness trophy this year, along with Marquise Noel, who had 19 assists last night, most in NCAA tournament history. Listen, man.
That was
oh, God.
I watched that game last night.
Oh, my God.
Michigan State they should have won. Michigan State should have won that game.
Should.
In overtime in the last possession, Noel jacked up 3 logo threes. 2 of them was air ball. The only reason that the Michigan State lost because he blocked the top with his fingertips. I'm not saying that he's a bad point guard, but he's overrated for stuff he do.
The kid is 5'8".
Dished out 19 assists.
Did you see the alley-oop though? The alley-oop.
That's good coaching. That's good coaching.
Listen, man, Jerome Tang and the boys, they're going to keep listening to Lil Baby in the locker room.
You think that little dance move is going to win games for them?
And they're going to
win. Houston clears.
Lil Baby's walking around in the final
Dance
four.
moves don't win games. Roll Tide. Roll Tide.
I know our group chat's going to be very active for the rest of this tournament, and I cannot wait to see what goes on. But as we cannot wait to see the remainder of the NCAA tournament, can't wait to move things from the hardwood to talk about Pioneer softball and baseball. Both of them are rolling here on WPTV.